Annoumous. They live in the shadows. But their message and tactics have led a movement around the world. We are not a rare look inside the shadow of secret ops. Toxic schools. There was a building that was storing chemicals that were cancer-causing agents. And because of the vicinity and the children that are involved, they didn't take. These parents have every reason to be angry. They're school and toxic chemicals. And even worse, prescription for cheating. They read our x-rays, but a CNN investigation reveals a disturbing question over the certification. I'm Don Lowen at the CNN headquarters in Atlanta. I'll be back here at 10 p.m. CNN Presents is next. Tonight on CNN Presents, Annoumous. They live in the shadows. But their message and tactics have ignited a movement around the world. We are not a rare look inside the shadowy group's secret ops. Toxic schools. There was a building that was storing chemicals that were cancer-causing agents, and because of the vicinity and the children that are involved, you didn't care. These parents have every reason to be angry. Their children school had toxic chemicals, and even worse, they were the last to know. Prescription for cheating. They read our x-rays, but a CNN investigation reveals a disturbing question over the certification of many radiologists. Is that cheating? Revealing investigations. Fascinating characters. Stories with impact. This is CNN Presents, with your host tonight, Brooke Baldwin and Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a rare look inside Annoumous.
They're this shadowy and motley group of hackers and activists who answer to no one, drawn together by love of internet mischief.
Well, now they're evolving into this movement of social change, a real driving force behind the Wall Street occupiers. No surprise, they're hated by corporate security, but also hunted by the FBI.
And one of the questions we're asking is, who are these people, and why are they taking to the streets? To get some answers, Anne Reliant stepped into the shadows. It's a dark and disturbing vision. A world where riot police attack with impunity. Where democracy is corrupted by greed and dissent is crushed. That's how Annoumous sees America. And they say that's why they're fighting back.
We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget.
It's a movement that defies description. Leaderless, faceless, anarchic. A loose collective born on the internet. Annoumous has no official members and no hierarchy. But within the group, some individual anons have greater standing, earned by their skills as hackers, video makers, I've seen it with my own eyes and recorded myself, and increasingly street-level activists. Troy, not his real name, is one of them.
This is what happens when people have had enough. This is what happens when a group goes unchecked.
Troy says he was drawn to Occupy Wall Street after watching his mother struggle with medical debts. He himself is working 2 jobs to make ends meet, despite having a college degree.
Yeah, I'm just lose track of days, lose track of time, but it's worth it. It's all worth it.
We met him at the Occupy Wall Street camp at Zuccotti Park.
There's no specific person that talks for us. It's more like a hive, an idea is brought up, and whoever agrees with it, if the overwhelming majority of people that agree with it, then we go with it.
We're following Troy, and he's been out here to basically kind of making sure that all of these protesters are getting along with the community and not causing any problems.
We're handling internal affairs, as far as damage control within the community, making sure that everybody's respecting the local small businesses around here. How's it going? How's it going?
But he's not just watching over the protests. He's also watching the police. Part of the evolution of Annoumous from hackers to activists. Annoumous was born a decade ago in one of the weirdest and darkest corners of the internet. An anything-goes image board called 4chan. 4chan users post anonymously, and the name stuck.
We do not forgive.
The group adopted a distinct identity and its own symbolism. A mask taken from the movie V for Vendetta. A retelling of the story of the English rebel Guy Fawkes and his plot to blow up the House of Lords in 1605. Instead of gunpowder, Annoumous uses the internet. Annoumous attacks its targets by flooding and crashing corporate and government websites, or digging up and publicizing highly embarrassing information. It's called trolling. They troll targets out of genuine outrage, but also just for fun.
LULD is a kind of pluralization and bastardization of laugh out loud.
New York University professor Gabriella Coleman has been watching Annoumous for years.
It's a term that kind of denotes sort of pleasure, humor, laughter, everything from something which is quite playful, harmless, to engaging in a kind of full-fledged trolling attack that humiliates.
Annoumous' campaigns, known as operations or ops, can be dramatic. In late 2010, a distributed denial of service attack took down the website of PayPal after the company cut off support for the online whistleblower site WikiLeaks.
PayPal continues to withhold funds from WikiLeaks, the beacon of truth in these dark times.
16 Anons were arrested by the FBI, charged with conspiring to intentionally damage PayPal's computers.
This is a message from Annoumous to the Bay Area Rapid Transit System BART.
This summer, Annoumous attacked the San Francisco area's public transportation system, BART. BART had cut cell service within the transit system as a way of disrupting anti-police brutality protests. Annoumous' reaction was devastating and vicious.
We will not issue any more warnings.
Op BART included the release of a naked photo of a senior BART employee.
Sometimes it kind of makes you laugh, sometimes it makes you cringe, sometimes it makes you laugh and cringe at the same time. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my gosh, there's this, dagger that's being thrown.
And a naked photo.
Yeah, a naked photo.
Do you feel like there is a fear out there of what they could possibly find or leak about a certain individual?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what makes them who they are, is that they are kind of bad boys and rude boys to some degree. There is a dual sort of fascination and horror that goes on at the same time.
Be aware, be vigilant.
Annoumous was evolving, using its power to shock and disrupt to effect social change. During the Arab Spring, the collective emerged as a full-fledged activist group, taking up the cause of Tunisians fighting against a repressive regime, literally saving lives.
The Tunisian government has made itself an enemy of Annoumous.
They did everything from take down government websites. They wrote scripts to stop the phishing of passwords. They brought massive media attention to Tunisia.
Last fall, Annoumous broke cover here at home, stepping out from behind their secure computer screen for a new cause, Occupy Wall Street.
There is a revolution brewing.
Suddenly, the symbols of Annoumous were everywhere, in flags, masks, banners.
We are the 99%!
When we return, pepper spray, and Annoumous strikes back.
How are they getting the personal information of these officers?
I'd rather not say.
20 pages. Boom. The other office devices, they don't get me. They're all like, hey brother, doesn't it bother you that no one notices you? I'm like, doesn't it bother you? You're not reliable? And they say, shut up. And I'm like, you shut up. In business, it's all about reliability. Because these guys aren't just hitting print. They're hitting dream. So that's what I do. I print dreams, baby.
There's water into fresh soda in seconds. It tastes exactly like Diet Coke.
It tastes like Sprite.
It tastes like Red Bull. Choose from over 50 delicious flavors.
So it would take up less space, no recycling.
Tastes exactly like what I paid a lot of money for. The SodaStream revolution is here. Far beyond its hacker roots, it's now emerging as a forceful public relations weapon for the Occupy protest movement. And Villian takes you inside Annoumous.
You are anonymous.
Annoumous likens itself to the Air Force of the Occupy movement.
Everyone, everywhere is occupying their towns, their capitals, and other public spaces.
Annoumous has an array of people on the street. We're talking medics in San Francisco, tech support in Washington, D.C., and here in New York, guys like Troy. Troy, not his real name, is part of an army of citizen journalists documenting the movement and the police by broadcasting live video over streaming sites. When they see evidence of what they believe is police misbehavior, Annoumous strikes back, releasing personal information about specific officers.
Hopefully he'll think twice before he pulls out his baton against somebody who's holding a sign saying we just want peace.
And how are they getting the cell phone numbers and personal information of these officers or bankers?
I'd rather not say.
In September, an NYPD officer named Anthony Bologna was filmed pepper spraying two protesters. Annoumous took direct action.
We'll unleash our problems, our servers, and anything else we can find.
One of the most active subgroups within Annoumous is called the Cabin Crew. Their specialty is doxing. It's shorthand for combing the internet for all the information you can find about a target and then releasing it publicly.
Cabin Crew have noticed the injustices being committed by the New York police.
Cabin Crew compiled Bologna's name, his home address, past legal actions, even the names of his family members, and put it all online. After a police investigation and public pressure, Bologna was placed on leave and reassigned to Staten Island.
What do you think that did to the NYPD when they saw this officer's information get posted online?
I think that they would see it as a form of vigilantism. They're pushing the boundaries of the law. But I think some of their actions also reveal the ways in which either private security companies or police are also acting outside of the boundaries of the law.
Annonomous's biggest coup in the propaganda wars was this. In a non-group by the name Operation Leaks posts the clip on YouTube. The next day, the clip tops 100,000 views. 3 days later, 1.5 million. The casually spraying cop had it all. It was outrageous, ridiculous, lousy, and effective.
Police in riot gear sprayed students, pepper spraying student protesters.
The incident was picked up by the mainstream media and replayed over and over again.
Nice shopping.
Annoumous wants to frame the narrative of the Occupy movement as a contest between peaceful protesters and a militarized police state. Oh my gosh. Reality, though, isn't quite so clear-cut. At Occupy Oakland, some protesters attacked the police with rocks and bottles. Others erupted in a fury after the city tore down their encampment. The Annoumous PR machine focused solely on instances where the cops got out of line. And they have plenty of ammunition.
What happened? She got shot.
During one night of chaos, police apparently fired a projectile directly at a former Marine named Scott Olson, who was peacefully protesting against the crackdown. Annoumous went into overdrive,
Hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly.
scanning the video for police badge numbers and names, offering a reward for anyone who could identify the officer responsible. The case is still under investigation. The Department of Homeland Security has put out several alerts to law enforcement and corporate security focused mainly on the group's hacking activities. And the FBI has made more than a dozen arrests.
We're living in a police state.
But there's no indication that has cramped Annoumous' style. Their latest op?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all on planet Earth.
On Christmas Day, members crashed the website of a security research company, hacking its client list along with their credit card numbers in order to steal $1 million for donations to charity.
We are anonymous. Expect us.
Of course, I don't ever lie. I'm not going to scare the studio. A little frightening, a little scary.
Especially for law enforcement in many aspects.
Now, I gotta ask you, what if they get it wrong? What if they hold some personal information that is inaccurate? Do they have any accountability?
There's very little accountability because of the way Annoumous is organized. Anyone can claim to be anonymous. There's also a lot of extreme outliers. And law enforcement is intimidated by Annoumous. We tried to get an interview with anyone federally or locally, and they refused to send an officer forward, kind of to the chopping block, because they feared that if this officer appeared on camera, they could become a target of Annoumous.
Right. Thanks so much for the story. And coming up, is it possible that schools could be making your child sick? My investigation reveals there's a hidden problem all around the country, and it's one that kids can't avoid.
Okay, that's it.